Something strange is happening in the world of Pi Network, and not in the way many expected. After the long-awaited mainnet launch and a brief taste of glory with Pi hitting nearly $3, things have taken a sharp turn. We're talking about a coin that once looked unstoppable, now struggling to even stay above the $1 mark. Community whispers are growing louder, frustration is bubbling up, and questions about transparency, listings, and DeFi presence are flooding social platforms. So, what's really going on behind the scenes? Is Pi just experiencing growing pains, or is this a signal of something deeper? Before we dive into the juicy details, I've got a quick question for you. Do you think Pi Network will bounce back above $3 before the year ends? Or are we in for a long bear season? Let me know what you think in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget to check out my previous videos for all the latest Pi Network developments. The link's in the description below. Also, shout out where you're watching from by dropping your country name below, and let's light up the comments with Pi Network to the moon. Smash that like button, subscribe, and share this video to support the channel so we can keep bringing you the latest Pi Network updates. And hey, join our Telegram and Facebook communities for even more real-time discussions with fellow pioneers. Quick disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only and is not financial advice of any kind. Now let's get into it. So here we are, months after the open mainnet launched, and the Pi Network finds itself at a crossroads. When it went live back in February 2025, excitement was off the charts. Years of anticipation, community mining efforts, and steady development finally paid off with a real token launch. And not just any launch, we saw Pi soar to $2.98 in its early trading moments. For a lot of pioneers, that felt like the beginning of something massive. But as we've all seen recently, that dream has hit some turbulence. Fast forward to today, and the Pi price is wobbling under $1, down more than 75% from its all-time high. That's a tough pill to swallow for early believers who held on through thick and thin. But what's really causing this slide? Let's rewind a bit to understand where the cracks started forming. The first big bump came right after the mainnet went live. Instead of smooth sailing, the network hit some technical and structural snags. A lot of pioneers couldn't migrate their mined Pi due to pending KYC approvals. And even those who cleared KYC found a large portion of their tokens locked up. That instantly cut into market supply, but more importantly, it affected trust. People began to wonder, if I can't access or trade my Pi freely, is this truly a decentralized and open economy? While many remained patient, hoping things would settle down, the issues didn't stop there. The next major disappointment? No Tier 1 exchange listings. Yep, we're talking about Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, and the like. None of them have listed Pi Network despite it climbing into the top 30 by market cap, a whopping $5 billion plus valuation. That's highly unusual, and it's made even more frustrating because we know that exchange listings often provide legitimacy, higher volume, and easier access for global users. Naturally, the community started asking tough questions. Why would Pi, with such a large community and promising roadmap, not get listed on these major platforms? And the answer might lie within the project's internal operations. There are rumors, plenty of them, that the Pi Network team hasn't been entirely transparent with Tier 1 exchanges. As we know, big platforms require a deep dive into a project's operations before approving listings. They want clarity, proper tokenomics, audited smart contracts, and full regulatory compliance. If even a hint of uncertainty exists, they hold back. And right now it seems like Pi's approach is a bit too quiet behind closed doors. That silence, it's making the community nervous. But that's not the only area where the silence is deafening. Let's talk about DeFi. You'd expect a project of this scale with millions of users to already be deploying decentralized finance applications. But as of now, zero DeFi activity. No lending, no staking, no yield farming, nothing. That means Pi has no internal economy or ecosystem to create organic demand. And without demand, price movement is at the mercy of broader crypto market trends. It becomes a game of waiting and watching rather than building and growing. Now remember that $100 million Pi Network Ventures fund that was announced with great fanfare? It was meant to support startups and push innovation within the Pi ecosystem. Yet months have passed, and we haven't seen any solid updates on how that fund is being used or which projects are benefiting from it. This lack of clarity has fueled even more skepticism. People want to believe, but belief needs evidence, and so far the evidence is missing. And then there's the price drama. Recently, Pi tried to mount a comeback. It briefly spiked to over $1.20, For a moment, it looked like the community might rally and reignite interest, but that bounce didn't last. The price quickly dipped again, sliding back below $1, where it continues to hover restlessly. What does that tell us? It suggests weak support levels and a lack of market confidence. Even with a dedicated user base, the absence of strong demand catalysts, exchange listings, or ecosystem development is holding Pi back. Investors are waiting, watching, and wondering if the team can deliver on all the promises made over the years. Now, it's not all doom and gloom. There's still hope. Strong hope, actually. This is crypto, after all. Momentum can shift overnight with the right announcement, partnership, or product launch. If Pi manages to get listed on a major exchange, or if even one DeFi app goes live on the network, we could see a domino effect that brings the price back up fast. The fundamentals of community size and vision are still very much in place. What's missing is the next wave of execution. There's also growing community involvement. The more the community pushes for accountability, transparency, and progress, the more pressure the team will face to deliver. That's actually a good thing. A healthy, vocal, and engaged community can help steer the ship in the right direction. But here's the truth. Hope alone isn't enough. Right now, Pi Network is standing at a critical juncture. It can either become one of the most successful Web3 movements in history, or slowly lose relevance in the noise of the crypto market. The team must act, and act fast. Because in crypto, the window for success doesn't stay open forever. So, here's the takeaway. Pi Network has the potential, the users, and the visibility. But the current price slump and project delays are testing that belief. To turn things around, the Pi Core team needs to pull the curtain back, open the doors to DeFi, roll out that ventures fund with actual projects, and make serious moves toward Tier 1 exchange listings. If that happens, we could be talking about a very different price in the months to come. But until then, we wait and watch. And of course, we continue mining for facts, not tokens. So, to wrap this up, Pi Network started 2025 with a bang, peaking at nearly $3, but today it's wrestling below $1. The reasons? Delays in KYC, locked balances, no Tier 1 exchange listings, silence around the $100 million ventures fund, and zero DeFi activity. The community is watching closely, hoping for more transparency, real development, and stronger leadership from the core team. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep getting the latest scoop on Pi Network, show us some love, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us keep pushing out more updates just like this one. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Pi Network will break past $3 again in this bull run? Or are we still stuck in limbo? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you've got a question, suggestion, or your own experience to share, feel free to drop that below as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.